Kathy Heitch. I'm doing this video in reference to my class at Georgetown College EDU 626 with Dr. Brody. I'm talking today about my action research project, which is on collaborative strategic reading for English as a second language students. To begin, according to the Center for Immigration Studies in 2014, the nation had 42.4 million immigrants, which is the highest number of immigrants in American history. If you look at the chart, there is definitely a trend for the rise of immigrants in our country. And how does that affect us? In education, we have to think about this. Since economic success in America is directly related to education, effectively instructing our immigrants, especially in reading, is imperative to the economic future of the United States and its citizens. This is a challenge for us in education. To approach this challenge, we must first start at our own schools on the local level. In our school, if we look at our K-Prep scores by group, and we come down to our English language learners, according to K-Prep, if you look circled in blue, the scores for our English language learner were the highest in novice and then in apprentice. We need to look at this data and think about how we can best effectively instruct our ESL learners. So I began with research on best practice for English as a second language learners. Based on research, cooperative grading allows students to communicate with each other, which allows for better acquisition of the second language. Also, collaborative teaching allows for more ideas and resources. The benefits of this are the different strengths of the teachers and team teaching. ELL will learn more effectively when the instructional tasks are both meaningful and challenging, and if they're active participants in their structured own learning. Also in research, we've learned that reading is a process that demands active participation from our readers. And equally important is social interaction during reading. Scaffolding and supports are necessary for learners to achieve higher learning. With this information, I researched reading strategies that would help our ESL learners and all learners in my classroom. And what I found that with collaborative strategic reading kind of fit the goals we have for how we're going to teach our ESL students. This strategy, developed by Klinger and Vaughn, is a model used to teach comprehensive strategies in a collaborative setting. CSR was created to address three educational problems: how to adequately include students with disabilities and English language learners in text-related learning, how to teach text comprehension strategies that facilitate students learning from expository text, and how to provide opportunities with students with disabilities to interact with peers. What they found out from this research is that this not only benefited English language learners and students with disabilities, but all learners have improved. The CSR reading strategies include 4 strategies during the lesson. The first begins with preview. This allows the students to develop or trigger prior knowledge and make predictions in the text. The students all keep learning logs at their desk where they jot down information, and during preview, they jot down brainstorming ideas and predictions about what they're going to read. They're provided with the text to use, and they use the text features to make their predictions. Second of the strategies is click and clunk. These strategies encourage students to self-monitor and learn skills to understand words, concepts, and ideas. During the reading, the students jot down ideas or words they do not understand, and then it is discussed in the group to try to figure out what these words mean. They have certain strategies that they follow in their discussion, and they discuss and figure out what the misunderstanding is. The third of the reading strategies, get the gist. This involves discussing the main ideas and supporting details to improve comprehension. As a group, the students discuss what the main idea of the passage is, and together they come up with the main idea and supporting details. And at the end of the strategy is a wrap-up. This allows students to apply what they've learned using metacognition skills. They think to themselves, what did I learn today? Jot that down. Jot down any questions they might still have about the text. In this program, each student has a job that's in the group. They have a job either in the preview section, the click and clunk, the get the gist, the wrap-up, There's also a timekeeper and a leader. This allows for each student to have a part in the discussion and a part in the group during the strategy. The action research on CSR that I'm going to be doing is going to include 11 students in my focus group. 7 students are male and 4 are female, and they're all enrolled in the English as a Second Language program in this school. 3 of the students are newcomers and speak very little English, and they've been in the United States for less than 6 months. 8 have been enrolled in this program for at least 2 years. This chart here gives you a visual of the years in our ESL program of the students that are in this. As you can see, the majority of them have been here for 2 to 3 years in our program. In our school, we have created a level, an ESL literacy proficiency category level. This level is created by our ESL teachers. They use not only their access scores, but also their scores from standardized testing and along with their own created scores to develop 3 levels: beginning, intermediate, and advanced literacy proficiency levels. And if you look at our chart, this is the guidelines for where my students fall that are in our focus group. Beginning being red, and that would be literacy level 1. Intermediate being green, and advanced being white. So that you can see most of our kids are in the intermediate level, which means they do speak some of the language they are performing. The red level would be my students that are on the newcomer level. I also created a chart for our district proficiency level of the ESL participants. In my study, I'm going to be using the district proficiencies as one of my baseline scores and one of my ending scores. So to begin with, we have the orange being our novice level students, our yellowish green color being our apprentice, our green being proficient, and blue being distinguished, which we don't have any students yet on distinguished level. So as you can see, the majority of our students fall in this apprentice level. The procedure for my action research involves the district reading proficiency and winter map assessments are going to be used for our baseline scoring. Consent and assent forms are sent home by parents and the students and signed. The first week, I modeled the program to the students. The second week, they're guided through it and data collection begins. The third week, the groups begin performing on their own, and I continue to gather data. The classroom teacher and the ESL student are present in the classroom during this group time, and we monitor our groups and we take anecdotal notes. For data collection, I'm using a mixed methods approach. Quantitative data will be in the form of standardized test scores. Qualitative data will be our learning logs and the field notes that I take during the process. Measures for our data analysis will be our benchmark with standardized test scores. Our class scores will be examined to track if ESL students score a higher level of proficiency given the intervention with this collaborative strategic reading. All of our information, such as student names, will be removed and transcripts will be coded before we're finished. The students are going to be assigned a number for identification on study materials, and all of it will be kept locked in my classroom and destroyed within 6 months. Word, Excel, and StatCrunch are going to be used to organize and sort the data that I get for my project. Upon completion of my action research project, the following research question is going to be addressed. How does using the Collaborative Strategic Reading Program affect the reading comprehension of 4th grade English as a Second Language students? Thank you.